I wrote this song many years ago for a reason that I read a book called St. Francis of Assisi. It was a story of somebody who lived over 800 years ago. And the reason I was fascinated with that book was because St. Francis was the first person to come forth and say that God and nature are connected. That was the case. People said that way back a long time ago, but it had become heresy to say that. St. Francis was very unpopular for saying that at the time. Now, I'm not a Catholic, so I grew up a Baptist, and I thought that St. Francis was a resort somewhere in France.
In nomine Patri.
Later on, the song was picked up by John Denver, and he recorded it 3 different times. And on my website, there's a video that's one of the most remarkable things you'll ever see. It's John Denver singing this song solo, acoustic. It's with one guitar in front of an audience of 1 million people in front of the Great Chinese Wall. He was extremely popular in China, and Chinese people are pretty good with technical stuff, and somehow or other they figured out how to get up a sound system that would get out to 1 million people in one audience. And I guess, you know, guys like John and Roy Clark and the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, all of whom went to communist countries when it wasn't politically correct to do so, actually were the ones who brought down those walls. Music brought a lot of peace in this world. It has done a lot. The arts brings a lot of people together. I know recently in North Korea, the Los Angeles Philharmonic Symphony performed over there, and they say that the Koreans kind of softened up their attitude toward Americans after they heard that performance. So, this is a song about peace. I'm not a pacifist. I'm a supporter of our soldiers. I'm a supporter of everything that we've done as Americans to rid ourselves of radical Islamic terrorists, but I always like to remind people that not everybody over there is an Islamic terrorist. In fact, not everybody over there is Islamic. There are over 3 million Christians in Iraq, and a lot of other Christians in the other countries. They barely make it in places like Pakistan, but they make it. The minister of my church in La Crosse, Wisconsin, where I've lived for the last 10 years, is a Pakistani priest in the Episcopal Church, the Anglican Church. And he was, his father before him and his father before him were all Christians. It's pretty inspiring to listen to him talk. You know, those of us who love to wave a Bible around over here in this country may not realize that doing that in Pakistan can get you killed. You have to ask yourself, would you die for your faith? At the same time, would you attack people that really mean us no harm? And there are a lot of people that don't mean us any harm. So here's to music healing a lot of that. Because he calls the forest weather, because he calls the earth his mother, drove him out into the rain, and some people even said that the boy from the country was insane, because he spoke with fish in the creek. He tried to tell us that the animals can speak. we did not understand. But you know, sometimes I think the boy from the country must be the only one who sees. Cause the boy from the country doesn't want to see the forest, rather see the trees. Boy from the country left his home, he was young. Boy from the country, he loves the sun. So country roads, take me home to the place I belong. Some glad morning when this life is over, I'll fly away in the morning to England, on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away, and John just flew away. I'll fly away, oh, fly away. Hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Fly away, and John just flew away. You know, I don't think that we will ever solve the world peace problem until we try to get the people in agriculture who are close to the land together. When you do that, then it cuts across boundaries. Farmers and ranchers have a lot to talk about. It doesn't have anything to do with their political differences, because the land only works one way. I got involved in a project 4 years ago called America's Heartland. It's on public broadcasting and on national radio in the sense of being recorded as an audio thing on PBS, NPR I should say. And also it's on the channel that's going to save the world, RFD TV. The show is a weekly documentary about farmers and ranchers here in our country. I want to dedicate this to a couple of people that I've only known for a few days. Happen to be here because the show started off in California. I was playing a show in Ponca City, Oklahoma, and in the lobby I happened to run into a couple of people who said, gee, weren't you looking at our travel trailer last night? And it's true. Fred and I were playing a cowboy show together, and we saw this really cool travel trailer, and we thought, let's go over there and take a look at that now. And Fred said, well, gee, what if they see us peeking in there? They might come out and shoot at us. I said, no, they got California plates. They don't have any guns out there. At least not officially, anyway. If Arnold had anything to do with it, though, you'd be able to defend yourself against people peeking into your trailer. Anyway, next day, they were standing there as a tornado seemed to be rolling in, looking out the window saying, hey, you guys, what's going to happen here? What's going to happen? We've never seen anything like this before. And said, well, listen, we're going to have some fun with it. We'll just sit here and talk about Kansas history and Oklahoma history. Had a great time, and they're sitting right down there. I said, you ought to come to our festival, and by gosh, they drove up here and came to the festival. So stand up and wave at it. the theme song that I wrote for Close to the Land, America's Heartland. All it does is describe my grandparents. I never forget my granddad just sitting there on the porch looking at his hay crop after it was mown. He'd always take a few days off to let it dry in the fields before we started baling. Hopefully it didn't rain right around that point. We always kind of tried to plan it out until the rain wasn't coming. Way before the sun comes up, already on his second cup, he's looking out across the open sky. Streaks of orange, pink and gray wash over rows of new mown hay. The rangeland fills the cowboy's heart with pride. He rises slowly from his chair, his back is stiff, grazing his hair. Spent a lot of long days in the sun. He ain't one much to complain, saddles up, takes the reins and rides hard till his working day is done. You can see it in the eyes of every woman and man who spent their whole lives living close to the land. There's a love for the country and a pride in the brand that America's heartland, living close to the land. And America's heartland, close to the land. Now my grandmother, when the sun is high overhead, she's been 8 hours out of bed. She's still got a lot of work to do. She's pulling weeds and patching jeans, keeping faith when times are lean. Does a man's work and a woman's too. She'll run the tractor, water stock, fix the truck and feed her flock. Somehow she'll get roses from the ground. She ain't got a thing to prove, she simply does what she must do, from early morning till the sun goes down. You can see it in the eyes of every woman and man who spent their whole lives living close to the land. There's a love for the country and a pride in the brand, and America's heartland, living close to the land. And America's heartland, close to the land. There's something that the people know, make things live and make things grow, deeper than the words of any sage. That unless you've touched this earth, planted seeds or given birth, the human heart can never come of age. You can see it in the eyes of every woman and man who spent their whole lives living close to the land. There's a love for the country and a pride in the brand, in America's heartland, living close to the land. And America's heartland, close to the land. And America's heartland, the gift to be simple, 'tis the gift to be free, 'tis the gift to come down where we ought to be. And And when we find ourselves in the place just right, it will be in the valley of love and delight. And when true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend, we won't be ashamed. To turn, turn will be our delight, till by turning, turning, I come round.
It's kind of nice, he had his eyes closed, but I think mine are.
Well, this has been a Cowboys Take on Bluegrass today. Before we play the last song, I want to thank everybody all the way around, and now one more time from Norman, Oklahoma, David Coe. From the rim of the Great Paladura Canyon, over by Amarillo, Texas, on bass, Gary Roller. From way out there in California, where the tourists came from, came to our show. You know, you definitely, hey, you kind of were on the beginning of Cowboys out there. They called them vaqueros back then, and then became buckaroos. Anyway, Pat here comes from Redondo Beach, California. Of course, actually, I never really asked if you guys are from Kansas all the way from the beginning. Yes, both of you. Vickie Theobald on vocals and on mandolin. Now, you've all heard Mike Theobald, who's also a wonderful announcer on the radio, does a lot of voiceover work, and he and his son have an advertising agency here in the Wichita area. And gosh, you would ever think that a guy who does that can also get up there and play as good a banjo as anybody around. How about a hand for him? But you know, Mike, I don't know if you noticed this or not, and Vickie, you probably can confirm this too, and Pat, Gary, no matter how hard I work as a lead singer trying to be the star of the show, no matter what great banjo licks you play, no matter what great mandolin licks and guitar licks and great slap bass playing that you play, at the end of the night, the girls always go home with a fiddle. Yeah. I don't know what the deal is on that. We're going to give the devil his due now. Like an angel, act like a devil. She wouldn't listen, she was a rebel. Like that fiddling man. Great Northwestern Day. I'm going to hear from the Mother Bluegrass Band.
Michael, Mike, thank you.